Okay, this is a different video from my usual ones, but I got contacted by a platform that could be insanely useful for a lot of you guys, and especially for all of you that play VRChat like me. So I decided to actually make a video on it and share it with all of you. Thanks to this platform, you can generate 3D models from just text prompts. Like, that is literally crazy. So you'll be able to add anything that comes to your mind onto your avatar. You just have to imagine it and then put it into words so that the AI can create that custom asset for you. I'll also show you how you can turn a screenshot of a random VRChat avatar or your avatar into a 3D character model and how to create a VTuber model. All of this just with one single platform called Neural 4D. If you're a work creator, an avatar creator, and even an aspiring game developer, you will find this really interesting as well. The platform is called Neural 4D. And what makes it different from a lot of AI tools is that it doesn't just focus on generating images. It also allows you to generate 3D models, create concept art, generate videos, and experiment with ideas that can be useful for content creation, world building, avatar customization, and game development as well. Neural 4D is also sponsoring this video, and they gave me full access to their platform so that I could explore its features and show you how it works. So let's jump right into it. The first thing I want to show you is probably the feature that immediately caught my attention the most, and that's the text to 3D generation. If you ever spent time in VRChat, Unity, or any kind of game development environment, you already know that one of the biggest challenges isn't necessarily coming up with ideas. The biggest challenge is often finding or creating the assets you need. Maybe you're building a VRChat world, maybe you're creating a custom avatar, maybe you're working on a game project, maybe you just need a unique object that doesn't already exist. Normally, that can involve searching through asset stores, browsing websites, commissioning artists, or learning modeling software, which is a lot. With Neural 4D, you can start with a simple text description. For example, let's say I want a futuristic floating drone companion, and here we go. Like, I simply just enter the description, generate it, and Neural 4D creates a 3D model based on that prompt. Like, here it is. Depending on your project, you may still want to optimize the model, adjust textures, clean up some things, or make modifications. But what I find interesting is how quickly you can go from an idea to an actual 3D object. So let's try another example. Imagine you're building a fantasy-themed VRChat world and you need magical stuff. Instead of spending hours looking for the perfect model, let's generate one. So let's describe the stuff, add details about glowing crystals, fantasy design, magical energy effects, and then generate. Again, the goal is not to replace professional artists or modelers. The goal is to dramatically speed up the concept and creation process. So let's try another one. Like, for example, a cyberpunk katana. Holy crap, here we go. This is actually so sick. Many people customize avatars with unique accessories, weapons, gadgets, pets, decorations, and so many different props. Being able to quickly generate ideas and create starting points for those assets can be incredibly useful. And honestly, this is probably the feature that I personally like the most. Not because it magically replaced the traditional workflow, but because it removes a lot of the friction between having an idea and being able to visualize that idea. Now let's move on to something that I know a lot of VRChat users will find interesting, which is the image to 3D generation. But wait, let me explain why. Instead of starting from a text prompt, we're going to start with something we already have, which is a VRChat avatar. So let's just take a screenshot of the avatar and upload it into Neural 4D. Once uploaded, Neural 4D can analyze the image and generate a 3D model based on it. And this is really interesting because a lot of people become attached to their VRChat avatars, right? For many players, their avatar becomes part of their identity online. So being able to take that character and create additional assets around it, or make that avatar 3D and then use it any way you want, well, that opens up so many possibilities. Now let's go one step further. If you're starting with VTubing, this is legit the perfect platform for you. The section I'm talking about is called Anime Art. You can find it right here, and as soon as you click on it, it opens up this screen right here, which is the main screen where you can create your own VTuber model. This one is the default one, but let's create a custom one right now together. So in in role, you can choose the base model of it. So for example, this one, and as you can see, a generation submenu appears right here. And here you can also create a personalized VTuber by just using a prompt or upload an image. So for example, you could upload a screenshot of your VRChat avatar and then create a VTuber based on your VRChat avatar. You just have to press generate right here. So let's actually try to create one using a prompt. I will type something like an animated female VTuber with blonde hair and blue eyes. She wears a red t-shirt with black pants. Okay, let's go with this one. Now I'll just click on generate, and here it is. It is exactly a blonde VTuber with blue eyes, a red t-shirt and black pants. Damn, I like the shape of it too. It's very interesting. Now you can also, of course, right here change the background. So this is the second background. There's even a third one right here. You can scroll down. There's so many different ones, and you can also upload your own right here. And you also have face tracking. Now I'm not gonna do a face reveal right now, but you can turn it on and then track her face like an official VTuber. Now if you check this section on the right, there's different motions that you can let her do. For example, she can make this pose, or let's say this dance. She can make this little dance and a lot other more. There's a customization. You can change her clothes. You can change her tops, bottoms, hair. So for example, let's change the hair to this one right here and see how it looks. And boom, we have brand new hair and also some little ears on top. And there's so many different types of hair. So of course you can change the color of her skin and also the color of her eyes. For example, let's try this purple eyes right here. Boom, purple eyes. Okay, this looks a little bit like a vampire, but you know, it's just for testing. And right under customization, there is a section that is called moods. And these are different facial expressions that you can make her do. For example, let's see this one. Oh, it's just a little wink. Okay, let's see this one, which looks like she's surprised. Yeah, it's like a little surprising expression. Now, I gotta mention one thing that is very important. If you would like to import this VTuber into VRChat, since with anime art, you can export in a VRM file, and it's not as simple as drag and drop. It's a process that requires Unity and a conversion plugin. If you're new to that, well, now you know. But on the other hand, platforms like Cluster, Resonite, Chillout VR, and Virtual Cast natively supports VRM. So it allows you to immediately import your VTuber model into the game. Now, let's go back to our VRChat avatar. With Neural 4D, you can also generate different styles and interpretations of it. Maybe you want a more futuristic version of your avatar and you would like to see how it looks. Or maybe you want a fantasy version, or maybe you want like an anime version of your avatar, or like a realistic version of your avatar. What the? Maybe you want artwork that could be used for profile pictures, banners, thumbnails, social media content, or character references. Character variations are such a big thing when it comes to VRChat avatars. I know from experience that once you have your own avatar, you get tired of always looking exactly the same. You eventually would like different clothes, accessories, and so on. And being able to see them on your avatar before actually commissioning an avatar creator is gold. You could even just directly show them how you would like your avatar to look. And for the content creators, streamers, and VRChat users in general, that can be incredibly useful. Now let's move into video generation. Yes, this platform also has video generation. Once you have your images and concepts, Neural 4D also allows you to generate videos. This can be useful for short clips, social media content, visual ideas, and just general experimentation. So let's try it with my avatar. So once you are on the video section right here, we'll use CDance 2.0, and then you can upload a reference image if you want. And I'm going to use my avatar. And once you uploaded it, you just give it a prompt to generate a video using that reference image. For example, something like make this avatar flex his muscles. Let's leave it at 720p. I'll leave it at 69. Duration 5 seconds. You can choose up to, let's see, 15 seconds. I'm going to choose 8 seconds, and then I'll leave it at 1 generated video, and I'm gonna generate video. And here we go. Let's see what it generated. Okay, I'm flexing, zooming in. Oh, changing. Oh, okay. Oh my god, the smile. Oh, okay, it looks pretty good, actually. I was not expecting the face expression. It only, like, I noticed it changed the logo to the other side, but that's easily fixable. You just click here on regenerate or even edit. So not a big deal. I'm actually very impressed with this. And it kind of makes me want to generate a lot more with my avatar. Now, what I find interesting about the overall workflow is how all these tools connect together. For VRChat creators specifically, I think this opens up a a lot of doors, a lot of possibilities. Maybe you're creating a new world, right? Maybe you're designing a roleplay environment. Maybe you're building custom assets. Maybe you're creating accessories for an avatar. Or maybe you're working on a game project like a horror map. And that's probably my favorite thing about Neural 4D. It's not necessarily any single feature, it's the entire workflow. The ability to move from an idea in your head to something visual, and 3D, if you want, much faster. The platform gives you multiple ways to experiment and build on those ideas. And if you're interested in trying Neural 4D yourself, I'll have the link down below in the description and pinned comment. Thank you so much, Neural 4D, for sponsoring this video. And if you end up creating something cool with it, especially if it's VRChat related, I'd honestly be so curious to see what you guys come up with. So feel free to join our Discord server and share it over there. The link is down in the description as well. And now you can choose from one of these two cool, super sick videos that you're about to see in a second now.